back. We got a JCB fast track. Died right here in the middle of the field. We didn't get any footage of us taking it apart, but ran into the common failure of the CP4 injection pump, and it's right here. Can't put it on a trailer because it's hydrostatic, so we had to improvise and do the field repair right here. So we're doing some replace injector pump, and usually when those fail, all 6 injectors need to be replaced. So that's what we got going. We found some parts, got the parts in a couple days ago, and the weather is beautiful, as you can see. Should be 60 degrees today, so yeah, we'll get to it and keep you posted along the way. So here we go. JCB is metric. That sucks. We don't have a lot of metric stuff, but we'll make do, or we'll make it standard. So we took, we got the CP4 out a week or 2 or so. Pulled one injector just so we can get the part numbers and order the right injectors. And then sealed everything up. I didn't have any plugs with me, so I just cut the ends off of rubber gloves and zip tied them over those fuel tubes. So we'll take those off and take the other 5 injectors out here. Once Colton gets here, we'll put 6 new injectors in, get the injection pump in, and then figure out where all the fuel lines go, put everything back together, and all should be well from there. Well, that sucks. Gonna have to see if we can't clock this turbo a different direction, or pull it off. That's kind of a silly design. Can't pull the valve cover off without taking the turbo off.
I dropped off that piston and the rod set out there to Bruce to have its size for the cat. He was telling me they just got done doing an Iveco engine.
What the hell is that?
It's like a Sitsu. They're in a lot of Agco stuff.
Oh.
Case uses Iveco and other stuff. But anyways, that dang Iveco motor was just for the piston rings, $250 a piston for the rings. Yum.
Yum.
Well, I'll back up here and start pulling the turbo.
Maybe you can figure out a way to pull that valve cover off, but I can't.
You're probably right. Pull it up here.
Did you see all my little finger condoms?
No. What are those actually all off the gloves?
Off the gloves. So Colton gave me a set of plugs to put over these injector tubes, but I couldn't find them, and they were sitting right in the front seat. So I improvised and cut the fingers off of gloves and then zip tied them. It's not stupid if it works.
It's stupid if it works.
There it is.
And pull the oil line off, and maybe able to bar it up just enough. Get out from under it here.
Yeah, or if we can clock it a little bit to.
I want to go to the skinnier part.
Yeah. Might be able to figure something out.
15 metric meters. Oh, I need to make my $500 this week.
We are pulling the injectors. pulling 5 and 6 injector. Hopefully we can get to him with a little pry bar to bar him out of there. Just pulling the injector wires off now. Stupid little metric stuff. 7mm. Something you never use. Luckily the nuts that hold it on the injector, they're attached to the wire, so you can't drop them down in your on top of the valve cover. That was a smart design.
Basically, the clutch lever just kind of comes down and hits the switch.
All right.
It's just one of them cheap, like,
Little trip switches.
yeah, it's just like a cheap little micro switch. So, I'm gonna suspect that's probably the issue.
Okay.
So, yeah, when you
Oh, yeah.
move the when you move the clutch lever down, it just basically hits it. Sometimes they come out of adjustment too, but they know, these guys know that because they're such a problem.
Right.
That's why I'm just suspecting the switch took a dump. A lot of times when you push them, you hear them click, and sometimes they just, the rubber breaks, and then they get water in them, and they freeze up, and they don't work.
Right.
So,
Okay. Well, yeah.
yeah.
See what you find it.
Let me get with the guys, and I'll get you a little more info. Hopefully we got one here. We just overnight it to you before you go, and then I'm good. Like I said, I'm gonna bet that's the problem. So.
Okay. Sounds good.
If not, then we're gonna have to do a little bigger, deeper digging.
Yeah. Well, no worries.
So. Well, cool.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Give me a bit, and I'll get you some info.
Very good.
Cool. Thanks.
Well, bye.
All right. Bye.
We're about to go 6.5 hours round trip to put in an electric switch.
Sweet.
Maybe Carter is. I don't know. Carter needs to be away from this old lady, so it's like him.
We're at.
Not till he's like, hey, come on, I gotta go 6.5 hours.
God! Just broke.
What did? The damn nut? Oh. Stud?
That makes that, like, I guess that's what I'm doing today. It's turbo bolts. Come on. I gotta finish punching in. I got that phone call here.
These injector wires matter which side.
No, yeah, you can tell the way they sit on there.
Yeah.
They would just fall pretty naturally in their direction. Gosh darn dang it. I'm getting the torch out. I'm not breaking the other ones. So I'm heating this up because the first one I just put penetrating oil on and I just broke it. So I zipped off one exhaust manifold bolt today already, or turbo bolt, and so I'm heating them up to hopefully not break the rest. Now that I broke one, I got to pull the entire turbocharger off, reverse drill it, hopefully that'll get it out. If that doesn't get it out, drill the whole thing out, retap it, and do it again. So now I'm about useless for the whole day because that is what I'm going to be doing. Is fixing that because I was impatient and I thought that penetrating oil on an engine that's only probably about 30 degrees right now was going to do something, and it did not. So anyways, I'll be here if you need me. Just a quarter turn at a time. It'll be on our A game. Rich Brothers next week. Make some money so we can go buy some stuff that we don't really need. Oh man, that back one's gonna suck. But we gotta pull the turbo off because I didn't explain it, but we gotta pull the turbo off because we can't get the valve cover up. The valve cover rockers sit too tall and there's not enough room to get the valve cover off, put the injectors in with the turbo on. So
fit?
Here we are. No.
No, too big.
Yeah, she's snug. Snug. Man, I don't want to pull this off. Go up with that. How far do you need to go? Oh, man, that's close. You might be able to just loosen the front too and rock it back. Watch your tootses. What did I do with the striker? As Andy said on the way out here, the CP4, which is what they do, which is weird because it's not weird that the CP4 crapped out. What's weird is that Bosch went from the CP3, that was way reliable, did the same thing. It's not like this makes, I don't know, it might make a little more pressure, but the CP3 proved itself time and time again. It could handle 500 horse. I bet this thing's only 250 or 300 maybe. Anyways, Bosch got rid of the CP3. Fun fact about the CP3 is Cummins knew this was going to be bad. Cummins told Bosch that if they don't continue to produce the CP3, this came out in 2010, they wanted everybody to go to the CP4. Cummins told Bosch that they will not do business with them. They will find another source for their high pressure fuel pumps if they don't keep making the CP3. That's why Dodge got this super long CP3 production run in the Cummins. And Ford and GM went to the CP4. Ford had its own version of it, and what made it last longer in the Ford is Ford has the best supporting fuel system. So the CP4s lasted a lot longer in the Fords. They're not fixed by any means. They still had their catastrophic failure. It was a lot less common though than the GM. GM asked the CP4 to pull fuel from the tank through the filter and then supply. So it was one pump, nothing else going on. It was too much, and that's why like 100,000 miles kills them. These pumps are kind of started my channel a little bit. That's why I got away from diesels, is because of things like this. And then this machine is a JCB Fast Track. It's 2011.
Fast track.
Fast Track. 2011 Fast Track. They're cool tractors. They're pretty popular for what they are. This one has a Sitsu engine, Sitsu, S-I-S-U. It's a Swedish-made engine. I think they're good engines. The real downfall of this whole situation, and it's not the JCB dealer we have here in town. They're a great dealer. They help us out all the time with stuff. I do believe that they try to get everybody back on the road. However, this scenario where you have to buy these through JCB, through the dealer, JCB is sticking it to the dealer in a bad way. When I called for the original price on a pump, a CP4, which is common, and Fancy's going to get in here and tell you too what's wrong with these pieces of junk. The original price quote was like, I'm not exaggerating, with taxes it would have been over 30 grand for a pump and 6 injectors. So I mean, that's like a whole engine. And so trying to help the customer out, did what they could.
Name mention.
What? Yeah, you're probably right. The company I did not just mention that Frank is going to bleep out, they did what they could for us. They really did try, but even going through other sources like Agco that they're a dealer for, the pricing was still just ridiculous. And I felt, for as much work that they put in, I wanted to buy it from them. But here's what we ended up doing. I buy a lot of parts from M&D. I don't think I got a source in here. Anyways, M&D distributors online. I buy tons and tons of parts from them. I was able to get a brand new Bosch CP4 for, I want to say it was $33,000 or so and some change. Pretty good deal. A lot better than the original $15,000 that we were quoted from JCB. So we've got that one. We got the new CP4 here. This one failed. We've got a couple things. We need to change the spacer plates. Got to go on. That gear's got to go on. Little odds and ends to change over. We tore it apart just to see. We'll get the cam a little out later, and I'll show you what happens with these. Oh yeah, you can feel it. So these plungers go up and down. You can hear the scraping, I think. But anyways, the CP3 was way better because there's instead of a cam lobe and kind of a lifter style, it was more of like a kind of more like a piston than a crankshaft, where you just had a fixed bearing in there that was oscillating with the crank, and so that's why they lasted way better. There's just this hard lobe you hit in here, just the diesel. There's not enough lubricity in the diesel fuel, but you run your fuel additives, they won't go out near as soon. But I mean, there's how many hours is on this thing?
I don't know. I don't have a key.
I think there's 10,000 on this thing at least. But anyways, we were able to get the injectors off of eBay. These were not that common. They're kind of goofy, but at the end of the day, they're still a Bosch injector. They've got a little different hold down design. But anyways, we took them out, got our part numbers, went to eBay. These guys on eBay, I mean, our other sources couldn't even source these injectors, and if they could, the price was high, and a lot of people were out of stock. They couldn't even get them. I got these on eBay. The guy sent them to me in like 3 days. Came with a little, and he's even going to buy the old ones back. These are brand new, not remans, but he's got a source for buying those back to rebuild. So he'll buy them back. He sent us this little cleanup kit here, and 6 brand new in the box Bosch injectors for this thing. You know, it's like, come on. I think the whole set was. I know I'm in this pump and injector $6,500. So we're down from 30 grand to $6,500. But yeah, it's sealed. It's a Bosch. It's got your Bosch proprietary stuff on there. It's not some knockoff anything. So we're gonna put them in and run them. His service was great. I actually messaged him first before I bought them. I said, I'd like to buy these. Do you have them in stock? He's like, yeah, I haven't. Because everybody else, I actually purchased these from a few other suppliers. They didn't even have them. They run the card. I'm like, oh yeah, they're back ordered. I'm like, nope, that's not gonna work. So we got our money back. Messaged these guys on eBay. They had them. They sent them in 3 days, and here we are. So yeah. That's the nightmare that this has been. But anyways, we'll get this thing back on the road for hopefully reasonable, and get them back to work. Well, this is dumb. Where are we at? What's next?